Dricus Duplessis's journey to UFC stardom was never meant to be a straight path. It was a tumultuous ride of battles, both inside and outside the octagon, where raw talent, relentless determination, and unwavering national pride played crucial roles. From the rural South African farms to a global fighting stage, Dricus's rise wasn't just a tale of athletic prowess, but a mission to represent an entire continent and redefine what it means to be an African champion in the UFC. Born and raised on a farm in South Africa, Dricus Duplessis was destined for greatness. He didn't come from a family of fighters, but his father instilled a deep sense of hard work, competition, and self-belief in him. Dricus's early days were shaped by the gritty South African countryside, where his father's example set the foundation for his future. At just 5 years old, he began his martial arts journey with a passion that only grew stronger with each passing year. By the time he was 19, he had already made a mark in South Africa's EFC, Extreme Fighting Championship, a stage that would serve as his launchpad into the global MMA spotlight. Despite early career missteps, including a freak accident that saw his opponent injure his knee in his debut fight, Dricus's resilience never wavered. A brutal loss in a title fight just months into his career only sparked a fire within him, igniting a relentless pursuit to become one of the most feared fighters in the world. Dricus's turning point came with a decision that changed the trajectory of his career, moving down to welterweight to help a teammate claim middleweight gold, marking a selfless move that would propel him further into the UFC's radar. At the same time, Dricus knew his career could only go forward from here, but his battles with weight, his grappling struggles, and his fierce will to win would be put to the test. Fast forward to a fight that would forever solidify Dricus Duplessis's name in UFC history, his entry into the UFC against Robert Whittaker. The world watched as Dricus, a relative unknown at the time, stepped into the octagon to challenge one of the best middleweights the sport had ever seen. Though many doubted his ability to face such an experienced champion, Dricus stepped up to the plate with a heart full of passion for his home country of South Africa, and the stakes had never been higher. The fight against Whittaker was more than just a contest for a title. It was a testament to the perseverance, the struggle, and the dreams of an entire nation. Dricus Duplessis wasn't just fighting for himself, he was fighting for South Africa, for every person who believed in him, and for every African athlete who aspired to make their mark on the world stage. His victory over Robert Whittaker was nothing short of history-making. The reactions from his family, friends, and supporters back home were overwhelming, with millions of South Africans watching their hero defy the odds to reach the pinnacle of the sport. The weight of the victory wasn't lost on Dricus, who dedicated the achievement to his family and the people of South Africa, who had supported him since the very beginning. His passion for his country and its people was evident in every interview and every fight. It was what drove him. Despite Dricus's success, his rise wasn't without controversy. His comments about being the first UFC champion to live and train in Africa sparked a feud with fellow African champions, most notably Israel Adesanya and Kamaru Usman. The media frenzy surrounding Dricus's words threatened to overshadow his accomplishments, as accusations of racial tension loomed large. However, Dricus was quick to clarify his stance. He wasn't claiming superiority over the African-born champions, but rather emphasizing his desire to represent the continent in a way no one had done before. His message, though misunderstood by some, was rooted in national pride, not racial animosity. This narrative would be tested in the months that followed, as he faced the very fighters who questioned his words inside the octagon. The UFC, always a spectacle of drama and conflict, didn't shy away from turning this tension into a storyline that only added fuel to Dricus's fire. But rather than let the controversy consume him, Dricus focused on what truly mattered, proving himself as a world-class fighter and representing South Africa with every ounce of strength he had. Dricus Duplessis' story isn't just one of athleticism, it's also a reflection of the changing landscape of African MMA. His success is a symbol of how far the continent's fighters have come and how they continue to break barriers on the world stage. The UFC's increasing focus on African talent, particularly in the middleweight division, is a testament to the growing influence of fighters from countries like South Africa, Nigeria, and Cameroon. Dricus's rise serves as an inspiration to young African fighters who, for years, have watched from the sidelines as others dominated the global MMA scene. Now, they have a figure to look up to, someone who shows that with hard work, dedication, and belief, the dream of becoming a world champion is within reach. Dricus is more than just a champion. He's a symbol of the power of perseverance and the changing tides of African sports. Beyond the fighting, Dricus Duplessis' legacy is one of relentless drive and loyalty to his roots. Raised by a hard-working family on a farm in South Africa, Dricus was taught from a young age that hard work and determination were the keys to success. His relationship with his father, who never missed a fight and traveled hours just to see him compete, was the bedrock of his journey. This deep connection to his family, his country, and his people continues to fuel his desire to be the best, not just for himself, but for all who believe in him. Dricus's legacy isn't only about the titles he has won, but the people he has inspired along the way. His rise to UFC prominence is proof that the greatest champions aren't just those who conquer their opponents, but those who inspire others to pursue their own dreams, no matter the obstacles. As we look at the journey of Dricus du Plessis, we're reminded that greatness is not defined by the challenges you face, but by how you overcome them. Dricus's rise to the top of the UFC isn't just a personal victory, it's a victory for every fighter who dares to dream big. For every young athlete in South Africa, Africa, or anywhere in the world who faces adversity, Dricus shows that the dream is always possible. You just have to keep fighting. Dricus du Plessis has bulldozed his way into the UFC, but his story is far from over. As he continues to rise through the ranks, one thing is clear. When you're from a country that has never seen a champion like you, the stakes are always higher. And Dricus isn't just fighting for himself anymore, he's fighting for a continent that is watching, waiting, and ready to celebrate the next UFC champion. Whether he takes home a title or not, his legacy is already cemented, not just as a fighter, but as a symbol of hope for Africa and the world.